with Demon Slayer Hinokami Chronicles 2 recently dropping a brand new story themed trailer for us to go over here and analyze in full detail. I found it only fitting here, guys, for me to do just that, but also to speculate here on not just these characters that we've been seeing, but who else could potentially be joining the roster here for Hinokami Chronicles 2 when it launches in just a few months from now, as we get ready and get even more trailers here as the release date draws that much closer. So, with all that in mind, if you guys like what you see from this video, be sure to let me know down below your favorite moment from this, and also what character do you feel you are the most excited about for this game? Is it perhaps one of the Hashira that are all finally going to be fully playable here in Hinokami Chronicles 2? Or perhaps one of the new playable demons, for example, such as the Drum Demon, the Serpent Demon? Who exactly is going to be playable, though, when this game is fully released and the roster is finally revealed to us in its full capacity here? So that's what we're going to be talking about here today, guys. And just me, well, sharing my 2 cents, like I said here, about this game and everything that we can hopefully be excited for here as the days wind down until release day here. For starters, then, this new story mode trailer is absolutely amazing. I really do admire all these different new types of battles that we're going to be able to be going through here along with the story. But also, that got me thinking here, if Dragon Ball Sparking Zero can do it, do you think that there will be perhaps a possible what if mode in this game? Such as alternate scenarios or storylines that are exclusively made for this game? Give us that much more of an incentive here to play through the story mode and to really try and 100% everything and clear every single challenge and also earn, well, every single achievement to really get our money's worth here and our time for this game. Now, in my opinion, I feel like it's too soon to really judge this game, but from what I've seen gameplay wise in that regard, this looks absolutely amazing. Such as the graphics, the animations, the music is a big one for me. Just like with the first Hinokami Chronicles, I felt like the music was absolutely nailed in that game and really helped to immerse players into the world of Demon Slayer like no other. So take that for what it's worth, but what other characters, though, could we possibly be hoping to see here be fully playable when this game launches on release day? For me personally, I want to see Muson playable in some form or capacity, whether it's by himself or with a partner of some kind, one of the other upper moon demons here. I want Muson to be playable. I want him to be in this game, even if he's the overpowered, broken boss type character, and he can only be played by himself as a single character here and not as like a team or anything like that, you know, unless they break that rule for demons in this game, which we also have yet to really fully see with the customization options and whatnot for all the game's settings and everything like that. But wouldn't that be cool too, to be able to have perhaps two demons on a team instead of solely one during a fight, to make it a little bit more fair for all the characters here involved? That's just one thing I really thought of here that instantly just came to mind for me. So I'd say that besides that, I would like this game to have a lot more stages, a lot more arenas to fight in than the first game. You know, it was understandable though, and it was kind of a given since Demon Slayer was pretty fresh in the anime scene at the time when Hinokami Chronicles originally launched. So that is a bit of a given though, like I said. So hopefully then this time around the stage selection is doubled for the number. But then also the roster, like I said, getting back to that main point here, I want to drive home. Who exactly could we have to be fully playable at the end of the day, number wise here when this game launches? So for me, my one absolute pick, like I said, I want Muson to be playable in this game somehow by some standard or method. I want him to be playable, not by mods though. Let me make that clear. An official character that's made for the game by the development team. Then also real quick here, reflecting back on the story mode trailer that just recently dropped, That looks absolutely gorgeous. I just want to say that again here and get that point driven home before I move on to my next point here. And with the new characters, that being the new Hashira, all being finally playable, that looks honestly really fun. The story mode was a bit lacking, like I said, in the first Hinokami Chronicles, but hey, it's kind of a given with these types of anime games, so I'm not really losing sleep over it. So that's just my 2 cents on that matter. But then for the roster, like I said, besides Muzan, any of the other demons that have not been shown, I really want playable. Or even perhaps, as a little hot take here, maybe one or two original characters, whether they are also demons or, demon slayers that are made originally for this game. Similarly to how, I guess you could say, as a comparison, maybe similarly to how some of the older Naruto games had what if storylines that were only for that game as they were written, and have one or two, maybe three new characters that are solely made for that game. It's a one time thing and then they're just never seen again. That'd be fine by me and that'd be cool. But just as an opportunity to have that much more of a larger and more expansive roster for this game. So I think with that aside and the gameplay aside, speaking of though, one thing I do like so far that's being implemented is the addition of team ultimate attacks. That looks absolutely awesome. I hope we get a lot more of those in the future here as time goes on, up until release day and potentially even afterward. Whether it's just for demon slayers, and non-demon characters, that would be fine by me. It would be cool too if they could break that rule though and let us have two demons on a team and maybe take one or two of their abilities maybe away or give us the ability to then customize them. Like pick which ones have certain abilities or moves, maybe to balance things out with gameplay. I don't know though. Again, I'm not obviously in charge of that decision, but it would just be something cool, some more extra food for thought here for all of us to really sink our teeth into when this game eventually launches in just a few months from now. So take that for what you will. It's just my 2 cents though on that matter. I thought it would be really cool to share it with you guys, but also maybe there could be a different type of parry move of some kind, maybe allowing it to be a tad either easier or more difficult. Maybe having a customization option for that as well, like a simple or advanced parry system. Just really would come down to the timing though for that and how fast your reflexes really are to really test players and see who is really the best then at the end of the day when it comes to, well, online and also the local versus modes and whatnot. But then also speaking of modes, that's one thing I also want to cover here real quick. So maybe perhaps if there isn't already one being planned, a time attack mode, a survival mode, maybe some kind of like endless mode where you just keep fighting opponents one after another, either one on one or 2v2, however that would be determined, maybe with like rules that we could toggle on and off and customize to really make it our own sort of game mode. Not fully, but just something a little bit more interesting and engaging for all the players to really get behind and have a lot more fun with here. Because I know it was a tad limited in the first Hinokami Chronicles game, but like I said previously about all that, that's to be expected from these types of anime games, especially the first installment of all things. It's kind of a given, and it really should just be met with lower expectations. Not bad expectations, though, but just in general, lower standards when it comes to, well, unfortunately, these types of options for, well, these types of games. So I'm trying to go into this as level headed as I can, barring all the trailers here and all the excitement and hype being generated here by Sega. I really am excited for this game. I can't believe it's already almost a few months away from releasing at long last. And it just seems like yesterday when the first Hinokami Chronicles was originally announced and then eventually released. And look at that, we're already all these years later, and now we're on to number two. So maybe we'll get a trilogy here and get a third game. I don't know. I'm not really trying to hold my breath on that, but for what it's worth here, I really hope that this game does everything that the first game did, but two times better, if not even more than that, to really amp up the stakes here. And hopefully the budget is increased for the game too, such as mainly cutscenes and everything like that. But again, that's another thing that's tied to the story mode, and we'll have to just, well, patiently wait and see here the best we can until the game either launches a new trailer for us to go through and discuss and all that, or ultimately when the full game comes out. That's going to be it as far as that regard. But I'd say then that with all of those things aside for my talking points, I want to go ahead next though and talk about online. So for this game, we really need to have obviously not rollback netcode. I mean, that would be a dream. But for a 3D fighter like this, and especially for an anime game, that's probably just a pipe dream. I'm being completely honest with you guys here about that. If this would somehow potentially get some type of advanced either rollback or some other type of netcode here to keep the online going, that would be honestly a dream come true. But I'm not going to hold my breath on that matter in that regard. I'm not even going to go there. I just hope that the online works. It's not broken, it's not super janky or anything like that, and that it just works, hopefully, right out of the gate. And there are consistent balance patches that will be implemented here to really help the game succeed long term and not just short term. And then, all the player counts just drop after a few months. I hope it's, going to be at least a year here or longer, but we'll have to see on that too. With these types of games, again, like I've been saying over the vast duration of this video, it's just going to be one of those things we're going to have to wait and see patiently as time goes on. And then from there, well, if the game has it, it has it. And hopefully, if it doesn't, then it might potentially be getting it in the future. But again, it's all up to what the development team wishes to do or not do. So that's really their decision and their judgment call at the end of the day when it's all said and done. So then I'd say, really on that regard, on that note, you could even say, um, that'll probably potentially just about do it for everything so far, I want to say, regarding the Hinokami Chronicles 2. These trailers, though, if they keep dropping in the nature that they are and at the time frame that they are, this game is going to be really good. It's going to be a really good sequel. Hopefully, one that will do everything, like I said, that the first game did, but two times better, and hopefully then some plus more. So, if you guys are excited though for Hinokami Chronicles 2, let me know down below. What character do you want to be playable? Like I had mentioned earlier here at the beginning portion of the video. Is it one of the Hashira, you know, all of them being fully finally playable, or one of the demons like the Upper Moons, or would you even want to be in the camp here that wants original characters solely for this game as like a one-off, one-time appearance, and that would be it? We would never see them again, and it would just be exclusively, like I said, for this game. Let me know though down below, and I want to get talking all things Demon Slayer here, and also what favorite fights do you guys have also from just any season of the series here. We're talking season 1 all the way up until now. Yes, that also includes Mugen Train, and then also the recently announced Infinity Castle movie coming out sometime. That looks honestly really cool as well. I'm really hyped for that. So it's good though that we are getting as much content as we are here for Demon Slayer, and we are all definitely, most definitely eating quite good in that regard. So I would say that, again, on that note, that'll just about do it though for everything here on my end regarding Demon Slayer Hinokami Chronicles 2. Let me know though, again, your characters that you guys all want to see. And then let's just talk about it. Let's just have an open dialogue here, an open discussion, all things Demon Slayer, and then some. So then, guys, I would say that with those 2 cents of mine here on the table, that'll just about do it then for everything here on my end, with all that being said here in mind. So I'm going to be signing out then for now. But when I drop my next community poll, be sure to stay tuned for all that because I have another one coming up very, very soon. And I hope you guys enjoy what ideas I have cooking here next for you all. So then, I'm going to be signing out for now. But be sure to stay tuned and keep it right here for all this and much, much more from me. So, I'll be sure to catch you guys all on the flip side. And remember, though, like I said, to keep it tuned right here. So, I'll be sure to catch you guys all in my next video when we all meet again. So, thank you as always for watching from the bottom of my heart. It truly means a lot to me, all of your support here and everything that you guys have told me with regards to feedback and whatnot. It really helps me and the channel here thrive that much more. And I really can't thank you guys enough for all of that feedback and support, like I said. So I'll be signing out for now, but be sure to keep it tuned right here. And so then I'll be catching you guys all, well, on the flip side. See you then. See you next time.